To copyright.
Oops.
Saved in for Morehead State. George Marshall, left elbow. Stop, pop, pretty.
As he wanted to in the previous game, but finished on that one.
There's Marshall into the game for the first time for Morehead State and making his impact early.
Ty Spears is getting ready to head into the game for the Thundering Herd. A man who transferred in from the University of Alabama, driving and scoring.
Go. But on the floor, the foul. And what an inbounds pass, and swatted away by George Marshall.
Of the summer and pickup games, you find a way to get the timing down. That time a great feed from Pav to Hadaway.
Martin started out the half on a 13-4 run as Morehead State cuts the lead to just one player from Georgia, one player from Virginia, one from West Virginia, everybody else from Tennessee or Kentucky, as George Marshall from inside the paint.
He played 12 minutes each of the last two. He's been out there a lot, 23 minutes. After the steal, Marshall puts it in.
The boards and gets the bucket.
Well, Trent ran the floor, and there's just a clean steal from George Marshall.
Steal and the slam for number 12. Marshall and Kenny White Jr. will switch. Now Jackson with it.
Nice strip by Marshall.
Marshall will get the ball up the court, and he'll cap it off with the slam. Morton skipped to Marshall. Right in front of his Eagle teammates, cashes in the three, and the lead to 10.
Tech earlier tonight, so it'll be the Skyhawks against Little Rock in our first game tomorrow, right here on ESPN Plus, and then Tennessee State against the winner of this one. Right now, Lindenwood by 5, but Lindenwood's been in front for about the last 6-7 minutes. Marshall got another one.
Way. As far as Marshall wants to take it, he just pulls up. You got to stop the
home. I'm going to check it out.
Oh, the pronunciation I am not standing firm on, but
you're being
see.
graded.
With 3 on the shot clock, George Marshall with us. 11-11 left. Second half is Morton. We'll take it all the way baseline. Marshall by himself straight away, and it's good. Morton, the 3 is short. George Marshall just sneaks it in. Ball. I think Morehead State got away with a walk, maybe.
It was close.
Marshall as the shot clock buzzer sounds, and they're
restrictions when you can go to the monitor for stuff like that, and that was complete.
To me, pass up the 2 for the open 3, let it fly.
Court. Ref says inadvertent. White works it back out top with Morton. 5 on 4. Nice play. Green. Lions switch. Morton, skip pass into the corner. Bang, they got another one.
Dagger in. Stop, pop, Marshall. That's a tough shot. How did that one go? Because the defense, the back of that left ankle is Morehead State's Marshall. And the deficit at 13, trimmed to 11. This second half rolling. Dean Harden alongside. Jared Stacy with you. Nice feed. Marshall somehow got it over top of the finger. Marshall penetrates on Milky, up with the right hand and off the glass.
Exactly right. That's what I was going to say. It's understanding, what you have to do to get it in there. Marshall has some room at the top, and he puts it in. Brailsford for Morehead State. Marshall is fouled. Wow. Marshall going down the lane. And that's going to fall for him. And now a timeout for Morehead State. 25 seconds left in this one. Brazil into the corner. Marshall drives. Lays it in.
White gets wrapped up, comes up with it. Brownsford the feed inside. Rejected by Shelton, but it is a goaltend. Hand shooter number 1 in blue. Maluk with the post up. It's tipped, looking for Marshall. Now to Morton. Shelton all over him. Marshall with the pull-up 3. Rattles it home over. Marshall trying to go one-on-one against Stapleton. The pull-up. Yes. Can he rally the rest of his teammates to respond. Help carry that load. Marshall for three. What a response.
This team, right? He lays lumber to people.
You teach that, you recruit to that. As Marshall finds himself now.
Yeah, you got to stay with your best player. When he's open, give him the basketball, but he's got to make everybody else better too, Lowell. He's got to look for open teammates.
Marshall, high off the glass and good. Here's Morton. Been more of the distributor. To Marshall, free throw line. Rips it. Really been a back and forth affair here in the second half. Trading offensive blows. White lost the handle, got it back. The kick to Marshall. Marshall has been unstoppable.
Verticality right there as he went straight up.
And there's George Marshall to cut the lead to 1.
For this Morehead State team.
So step number 1 would be get him in the game. And at some point, he's got to take a break. 3-point look straight on for Gerard.
Miles, and there was nothing Browning could do. Got to get a shot quickly. Morehead does. Marshall will be the 1. Pretty. Wow.
Our mics might have picked it up. I could hear it through the headsets. Jonathan Maddox said, "I'll tell you when," meaning I'll tell you when to go ahead and start the action.
Kenny White Jr. finds Marshall, this time in the corner for 3. George Marshall, jump stop, and the finish.
It's a really rough
on the shot clock. Molitic going to lean in, take an awkward jumper. Kenny White Jr. had an arm held and still got the rebound.
Got some numbers if he wants them.
Marshall, 3, good, and Morehead State trails.
7-footer Miles. Hand off for Morton. He's been playing well. Led them with 17 Thursday. Now hard drive into Idana and Sumskin. Now he's calling for the ball down on the block. Instead, it's Marshall for 3. Yes. George.
Supporting their guys down the hall. Look at the shooting.
Yes.
Nice jump hook. That's a nice play by Carter.
Her averaged 13 points per game and 8 rebounds last season. That goes through by George Marshall.
And you still got that line out there. It gives you 3 every time you make one from behind it.
Just like that with Marshall.
To go into the locker room at halftime, at least up by 1.
This is Morton. Feeds it up top. Marshall, rainbow 3 splash.
Mentioned, as we'll see if Morehead State works it down to Miles again. Marshall will keep it. Rugseger fires it with 8 on the shot clock and finds the 3rd.
Tie run. Morton, jump pass, trying to end it is Marshall, and he does.
We'll get clarification on that at least by halftime for you, or after half, as Marshall from behind the arc rattle on the fundamentals that Coach Maddox likes to see, as Maluk with the block and Marshall with the lay-in to him. 10 on the shot. Marshall has finished up close a couple times. Will he again? He will.
George Marshall's a really good
shot clock down. Another offensive rebound for the Eagles.
And George Marshall. Ohio doing it today without one of their starters, Sharif Mitchell, the Creighton transfer in year 2 at Ohio. George
early on, while he made open shots, he wouldn't sort of quote-unquote force shots. He'd get them on the flow of the offense. Now when he's catching, no, he was a great guard here for Marshall, was sort of the floor general, and now he gets to be the general for his alma mater from the.
Into the hands now of George Marshall Jr., who dashes, puts up the shot, and gets it to go.
Since they lost a bunch of players, so in order to build it quickly, he went the graduate route, trying to get old.
Daveski left of the center circle, crossover, and a drive down the lane, going to kick it out right side. Wide open Marshall for 3, swish. Morehead State 5 to Brazil on the center circle. He'll drive against Franklin, taking to the block, under the basket, throw a corner right, 3-ball. Marshall, it's right there.
Thomas clangs off to George Marshall.
I don't think you ought to do that much.
Rugseger in the corner. That was pretty.
At 32. It's the screen. Help came from Moore. Miles. Open look for a 3-ball. Marshall hits it. In between these two. Thanksgiving throwback tournament. Cleveland, Ohio, the site. Open look for Marshall in the corner. Nails the 3. He's got 2.
Again, the shot clock deep into the possession. Skip pass. Morton, the lefty from the corner, puts Morehead State.
Out to the point now where he'll make you pay now.
Long 2, Marshall, and he banked it in. Open on a Friday night. 2:20 to go.
Tell you what.
Off the glass and in for Marshall.
Squad had a ton of incentive for an early season game, if that makes sense, Dean.
That's a nice move by George Marshall right there. Good closeout by Sengali that time on George Marshall. That wasn't.
Quick fake, stops just in front of the free throw line.
Clock down here, coming up on 3 minutes to play. Morton off the screen from Maluk. It's Marshall down low. Maluk catches, and Maluk
Set away by Jaden Webb. Marshall, Euro step high off the glass.
George Marshall, and that's